And welcome to Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. I'm Steve Swatt with the Sacramento Report. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk to the chair of California's political watchdog agency about her approach to political malfeasance. My guest is Jodi Remke, who is the chair of the FPPC. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
You're fairly new to the job. I mean, you were appointed first last year.
I like to keep saying I'm new so that I still have a little bit of time. But yes,
yes,
about
you do.
6
So
months.
there's still a honeymoon period for you. And so you've been reappointed to a new 4-year term.
Correct.
Your predecessor at times was quite aggressive, going after what we call political or campaign malfeasance, money laundering type of things like that. I'd like to get your approach to your position.
Well, I'll just talk about that briefly. I think my predecessor did a great job focusing on what we need to focus on, which is strict enforcement of serious violations. And that has been the focus for the past 5 years, and I have every intention of staying focused in that area. Some of the things we did was try to move away from the more technical violations taking all our time by developing some streamlining approaches, which gave us more resources to focus on the more serious violations like the money laundering and other campaign reporting violations.
It's interesting you bring that up because that's an ongoing debate. Do you go for quantity or quality?
Right.
Right?
It's definitely a balance we have to work on, and I think we're getting close. I'm not sure it's the perfect balance yet. For example, last year we had a record-setting year. We were able to close over 1,000 cases with proven violations. And again, the majority of those, though, were the technical violations, over 600 of those. But again, because of our streamlined approach, we didn't use as many resources on those, so we had time to go after the more serious violations, which is what we need to continue to focus on.
Is it your belief that many of these technical violations are simple oversights and not are not done on purpose, for example?
I'm not going to get into the intent on that, but I do think, and you probably have heard this, a lot of people criticize the law because it is fairly complex. And I say I would be a believer in that most politicians want to do the right thing, and sometimes they get lost in the complexity of what's going on. So it's a little bit of both. But by time it gets to the commission and by time we are looking at a violation, even the technical violations have had an opportunity to comply. So we're not going to just hit them for the first ding. We're going to try to work with them and get them into compliance.
All right. And so you think money laundering is probably at the top of the, and secret money is probably at the top of the list of what you're looking at?
Money laundering is always going to be an issue. Conflicts of interest is a big issue for us. So yes.
As you know, the governor took some heat from the reform community when he vetoed legislation amid a scandal in the Senate dealing with increased disclosure, financial disclosure, and gifts to lawmakers. And I guess that brings up the point of whether we have enough regulations now or do we need more regulations. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do. I think we definitely have enough regulations. I guess the question is, can we improve on the regulations we have? And the answer is clearly yes. But I would urge us to proceed cautiously as we move forward to more regulations, because more isn't always better. What we need to focus on is meaningful reform and smart disclosure. I mean, we have limited resources to try to oversee the process, so we need to do what's best.
All right. Well, we're out of time for this segment. Jodi Remke, Chair of the Fair Political Practices Commission, thanks for coming by and talking about the Commission and your views.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And thanks to our viewers also for watching Local Edition on Time Warner Cable. A reminder, you can see this and other interviews on the California channel, also on YouTube, and My Government on Demand. I'm Steve Swatt. Have a great day.